But I'd like to talk to you today on this final day prior to Christmas about the decline in religious activity in the United States of America. Fewer Americans attend church weekly than at any time in American history. I pointed out to my fellow Jews that when Americans went to church, Jews were more secure. The Judeo-Christian America that we've had, if you want to call it Christian America, it was in values Judeo-Christian, and it's part of the reason America's Christianity was so much more pro-Jewish than Europe's Christianity historically, because that was not nearly as Judeo-based as the American Christianity. You just read the founding fathers on, quote unquote, the Hebrews or the Israelites. Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin, neither of whom were Trinitarian Christians, designed a great seal of the United States of America. You can see it on the internet. And the seal depicts the Israelites, Hebrews, Jews, whatever term you wish to use, leaving Egypt, being guided at night by a pillar of fire. And to think that two of the least doctrinally Christian founders were so steeped in the Hebrew Bible is an idea of how much this was a Judeo-Christian country. And there is not a single positive aspect to the decline in religious activity and faith in the United States. Notice I put activity before faith because I am more action-oriented. Whatever people's doubts with regard to faith, going to church each week was more important, in my view, not in everybody's, than how much they believed. I judge people by their behavior rather than by their theology or level of faith. So I want to talk to you today about that decline. I'll bet virtually every one of you who is religious either has in your immediate family or knows a family where at least one of the children has left religion. So this is what I have done all of my life to persuade people to take the Bible seriously. That has, my agenda has not been specifically to make anyone a member of any given faith. How people express their biblical-based beliefs is, from my perspective, their business. My business is to get them to take biblical beliefs and values seriously. For me, the Bible is the bigger issue even than God. There are vast numbers of people around the world who believe in God, and it has nothing to do with the God of the Bible. It's usually some deity in heaven whom they invoke for protection. And that's not what the purpose of belief is. So I want to talk to you about what has happened and what we can do about it. I have been successful with very, very many people, but not nearly enough. I don't walk around thinking how many people I've influenced. I think much more about how many people I have not. But I know how to influence some people, at least. And let me give you my methodology, and you are free, indeed welcome, to react and to give your own testimony to some alienated child that you might have. So my approach, first of all, has been entirely toward the intellect. I don't know any other approach because it is my mind that has given me faith. I approach God through the mind much more than through the heart. Now, I'm well aware that my approach will not work with everybody, but it certainly works with many bodies. An appeal to the mind, because many people in the modern age use their mind to reject God, the Bible, etc. So if they think that it is their mind that cannot accept God, God-based morality, etc., then I have to appeal to their mind. If the mind is the source of the rejection, then the mind has to be approached, right? So the number one in my approach to having people take religion, specifically the Bible, seriously, is through the intellect. That's why I title my biblical commentary. 3 out of 5 volumes are out. The 4th volume is coming out next year. The first 5 books, they're the basis of everything else. Everything, and everything. It's called the Torah, and I call it the rational Bible, because I use reason to make the case for why it is the greatest work ever written, and is transformative if you take its values seriously. From the beginning, from the very first sentence. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The amount that is stated in that sentence is astonishing. It didn't all come about on its own. It is amazing that people who reject God as irrational, not provable, that's their famous statement. Can you prove to me God exists? Of course not. But I can't prove to you beauty exists. I can't prove to you a whole host of positive things. I can't prove to you that the good and evil exist. Where's the proof? Show me the measuring stick. Show me the chemical bases. What is the chemical constituents? What are the chemical constituents of good or evil? There is very little that matters that can be proven. But there are arguments that are persuasive, and I try to make those. But that sentence alone says so much. It means that God created nature. God is above nature. An amazing thing, because in every ancient world, in every ancient society, God was a natural deity. God of rain, God of wind, the sun god, the moon god, etc. So the first thing I have done, and many people have not done, in trying to make the case, and I don't blame them at all, they don't know how. You can't do what you don't know how to do. But my first approach is through the mind, through the intellect, and it is about the truths, the moral and theological truths that emanate from the Bible.